My name is Ariel Kirst, and I'm a librarian at St. Catherine University, and I don't know how to shop at a co-op. I know a little tiny bit about co-ops. I think I used to shop at them a little with my parents. I know that they specialize in organic foods. I love that phrase. And that they have tended to be more expensive than the places I usually shop at, like Cub Foods. I need a better understanding of what they are, how to shop more appropriately. Being a recent graduate with a mountain of student loans, I need a way to shop for groceries on my own that doesn't involve breaking my bank every week. So that's why I'm here, to learn more about co-ops.
I think of a co-op as a natural food store, but actually there's all sorts of different types of co-ops. Co-ops are just a type of business that's owned by the community that it serves. And so in this case, we're a natural foods grocery store and we're owned by our community. So we have 12,000 member owners who own Mississippi Market. And since we're owned by the community, we have the community's best interest at heart. We follow a set of principles that are common across the world that guide co-ops to make sure they take the community into consideration, that they give back, that we network with other cooperatives across the world, and that membership is open and voluntary to anyone and everyone. And, if it's your first time at a co-op or you've never been to one before, it can be a little intimidating, but there's no need. It's all just a reputation of it being exclusive. It's not.
I think a couple of differentiating things about co-op. It starts with the premise of cooperation, as the name would suggest, and so it's about mutual gain as opposed to competition. And so the co-ops actually work very closely together. I spent the last 3 days working with co-op managers around the country and sharing information and talking about how we kind of help the collective good of the community. But I'd say some other things, in terms of membership, the membership model is very different than like a membership club like a Costco. Here, you pay one time, you're actually getting a share in the co-op. You pay $80, you can get your money back. Whereas at a membership club like that, you're paying a $55 annual fee to shop there. We don't require you to be a member to shop here, but you do get special discounts, and members actually typically save about over $80 a year. So that $80 amount that they give, they're getting that back every year that they're a member. The other thing is that $80 is not a fee, but it is a share, and they get a percentage of the profits of the organization. And then the last thing I think that's a real differentiator is our profits do not go to Wall Street. We don't have quarterly earning reports. It's not about making really short-term decisions to hit a quarterly earning number. It's about how do we kind of build the long-term collective good for the members. We have 15,500 members. They get a certain percentage of our profits back at the end of the year.
That's a really important point, because club stores have actually perpetuated the idea that you have to be a member of stores that have membership.
Mm-hmm.
So we really emphasize that membership here is ownership, but we have right over our door, everyone welcome every day, and we mean it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. About a quarter of our shopping every day is done by non-members.
Oh,
and they are no less valued.
So there's a few things that we do to try and make sure that we accept the SNAP program, or food stamps, formerly known as food stamps, at our stores, and also the WIC program. We also have classes every other month called Shopping Co-op on a Budget that specifically addresses this. It's always a free class. It goes through how to create a food budget and how to stick to it. So making sure to use coupons wisely, how to use our bulk aisle, which I can talk more about. There's a lot of tips for when you're at a co-op or any store, what you can do to make your groceries more affordable and use your groceries wisely. It's just a big issue right now in our food supply that we tend to throw away about 50% of all the food we buy, and that's preventing food waste is a lot easier at the co-op because we offer things in bulk where you can buy exactly the amount you need and you don't end up having to waste or needlessly buy a 5-pound bag of something when you only need a half a cup. And we're working right now on developing a membership to the co-op for low-income people that we hope to
co-op principle called concern for community.
Mm-hmm.
And how I like to explain it is you can no more separate the co-op's well-being from the community's well-being than you could take the red and white off of a peppermint stick and still have a peppermint stick.
Mm-hmm.
You aggregate this many community members spending money here. Some of it adds up in little pennies at a time that comes up to some decent amount of money, and we are very pleased to be able to give donations to little community events, and then we have a major grant program called Wedge Share, and every year our members vote on the grants. So those run more from $2,500 to $10,000, and we try to choose small, local, or regional organizations that align with our mission, because it's important to our members that the money we do give away supports the mission of developing our community. So we've given money to agricultural groups, to other cooperatives that were starting up,
Mm-hmm.
like the Mercado Central over on Bloomington and Lake Street.
Yeah.
They were one of our first Wedge Share recipients years ago to start which is not a consumer co-op, it's a cooperative owned by all these small business people.
Mm-hmm.
We have given money to the Emergency Food Shelf Network's Harvest for the Hungry program a number of times, and I have to say, this is part of the power of cooperation. When they started showing up on the Wedge Share ballot for our members, happened to align with the economic crash,
Mm-hmm.
our members responded. They had some of the highest vote total winning numbers ever.
Mm-hmm.
That showed our members were keenly aware that our neighbors are hurting. And the Emergency Food Shelf Network was using this money to buy shares at local CSA farms from local organic farmers to get the highest quality produce into food shelves.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really a beautiful way of looping. That money became a benefit both for local organic farmers and to people who are really stressed for food and need produce, because that is really what's lacking a lot of at the food shelves.
In the Mississippi market, we do firmly believe that everyone deserves the right to healthy food, but we like to approach people where they're at. If someone is right now eating hot Cheetos and Coca-Cola every day, then we start with just let's eat more fruits and vegetables. And so we have products at the co-op that are more, entry-level type products where maybe they're a little healthier than your conventional brands that you might find at a regular grocery store. But for folks who are further along in their food justice journey, maybe, and they're looking for the ultimate in sustainability, the smallest farm that they can support, that's ultra close by and certified organic and all that, then we also have those products too. So we try to have a wide variety of our offerings so that everyone can feel welcome and not alienated by choices that are outside of their reach.
I think we've said it all. I just want to reiterate, you are all welcome here anytime. We are happy to help you. There are no dumb questions, because everyone who's new starts with, well, this is probably a stupid question, and there is no such thing as a stupid question. I hear the most amazingly intelligent questions follow that phrase. Ask your questions. We'll do our best to help you.
Thank you.
And if we don't know, we'll do our best to find out.
Thank
It's
you.
very important to us. An educated consumer is key to making this all work.
Thank you.
I guess the last thing I just want to say is I think there is maybe a perception among some that there's a certain exclusivity to local organic foods, and nothing really could be further from the truth. I think what we are about is about true inclusion, and what that means is having the profits go back to the members, the people who shop here. That to me is much more inclusion than the money going to Wall Street. It's much more inclusion to pay our workers a really fair wage and supporting them really well. And I think it's also a much more inclusive process when you are really supporting small local organic farms. And so I think, I really want to put to bed the notion that the co-ops and local and organic foods are exclusive.
One thing to know about when you come to the co-op is when you're all done with your shopping, you head over to the cash registers and one of our cashiers will greet you, and they have an important question for you, and that's, are you a member owner of the co-op? And if you're not, no big deal. but if you are, that means that you get special owner deals in our store, discounts on select items, and coupons in the mail, and you're an owner of this thriving local business that supports farmers and sustainability in your community.